Hey gang, so I've got here, as you can see, two of the, I believe, 5 candles from the new Bath & Body Works Metallic Leaf collection, is what I'm calling it. I'm not sure what they're calling it. It's one of those collections that when a lot of fall, autumn candles released in the pumpkin collections and the sort of outdoor collection and then the White Barn core collection, this wasn't part of it. And then just recently through, you know, I'd say leading up to Labor Day, they now have this mini collection of 5 that released. I don't think it ever tested, kind of hit most or all stores, which is always kind of nice. Starting with this, so there are 5, again, you probably have already sniffed these yourselves, but I love to give my 2 cents, as we all know, on them, and I really, really love this packaging. I think it's some of the best they've done for fall, really, in years. And I think it goes back to what they're saying that White Barn was supposed to be, which is more about, you know, the home essence, the decorating with candles, which I'm not too big on. I mean, I certainly have enough of them around my home, but you know, a candle as a decorative piece isn't something I usually focus on. But with these, I almost hate to burn them because I think they are so beautiful and they truly are a decorative item. So I'd love to see more going in this direction than, say, you know, what I have reviewed before, just like this, you know, the pumpkin collection that has a cartoony thing on there. That to me is like, burn it, like, you know, the lid is nice, but let's just hide the label and burn it. Whereas these are just amazing. So you've got 5 candles in here. You've got Chestnut and Clove, aka Thankful, aka Winter Cabin 2011, one of my ultimate, definitely top 10 candles of all time. You've got Heirloom Apple, which we'll get into. Then you've got Traditional Leaves, you've got Autumn Sky, and then you've got, what is it, the Toasted Caramel, no, Caramel Woods, I believe, which is like a toasted caramel vanilla from last year. Not a fan at all of that. So I actually purchased 3 of the 5. What's really kind of neat is that each of them, they do look beautiful together because you've got more of this, the orange to the Chestnut and Clove. You got a lot of green and yellows in Heirloom Apple. Autumn Sky has some blue leaves. I think maybe Leaves has some, I don't know, orange, and then the other one has yellow. So it's really like, you know, kind of a rainbow of fall leaves, which is really, really pretty. Before we get into the scents in this, I'll also just show again the packaging here. It's really great because, of course, it is just a sticker, because these are, you know, candles that we end up getting on sale for $8 or $10, so they're not going to be top of the line, but really pretty, you know, potentially even photos of real leaves that they've colored, and then they just have metallic accents, in this case silver metallic accents on these, but it wraps all the way around, so it's not interrupted by name or anything else. And then you've got these gold hammered lids, which I think I really enjoy the hammered lids a lot. My wedding ring actually is a hammered gold. And then I didn't think I would like this, but it kind of works. You've got kind of a label here, and this actually is not a sticker. This is, you know, applied directly to the top of the lid with, you know, ink or whatever they use. And this says the name here. So in this case, Heirloom Apple, Chestnut and Clove, again, whatever you may have. Quickly on the other scents, Autumn Sky has been around for a few years. I think it's always had that name. Very heavy cologne-y, not a fan of it. Just, it's not my cup of tea. You know, I like conceptual scents, but for me, it's just, doesn't really evoke a mood. Heavy, boring, basic, not a fan. Pretty much the same goes for that Caramel Woods. It just, I don't like, generally, a gourmand mixed with a woodsy. It's kind of, it reminds me of what they try to do a lot of times with their body care now and hand soaps, when they try to claim that something is gourmand and then they throw in musk and sandalwood, and it's like, I don't think a marshmallow latte should smell like sandalwood and blonde woods and musk. Those are 2 very different competing things that I don't think mix well together. The, you know, the gourmand and the whatever, either woods or conceptual, whatever you might have. There are very few things that work. You know, say a marshmallow fireside works, but there's a reason for that. Whereas things like the Caramel Woods, just for me, I don't like, not a fan. So Autumn Sky, don't like that either. Leaves is great. Purchased that, actually gave that one as a hostess gift when I went to a dinner party a few days back, because it was, again, just so pretty. Even if you don't like the scent, put it on your table and it's pretty, you know. But I did grab these 2. One of them, I don't have to do necessarily in-depth reviews on each of them. People certainly know Chestnut and Clove, but I'll give a quick review on that one, and then a little more in-depth on this Heirloom Apple, since it's supposedly new. So the Chestnut and Clove, this first appeared in 2011 winter, which again, 2011 really was any Slatkin era fan will tell you, the be-all end-all of releases. So with that, you had Winter Cabin, Winter Night, Sleigh Ride, Holly Wreath, tons of really great ones. But one of them, again, that I loved, that kind of didn't see the light of day for at least a year or two after that, I think, was Winter Cabin. It was out then, maybe the next year, maybe not even, I'm not sure. And then it came back last year, again, as Welcome, or no, that was not Welcome, that was, I think, Thankful, within that sort of Thanksgiving collection. But it is, the notes here, which again, these are fairly authentic actually, kind of interesting. These are notes that, in fact, they didn't even call this back in the day. Roasted chestnut, clove buds, pine, cedarwood, and velvety moss. Now again, I know most folks have smelled this before, but just to give the quick, you know, rundown, it is so warm. I love the idea of a Winter Cabin because it really is like, it's not really holiday, but there's enough in there that it's certainly a November, December, January, maybe February scent. You got the chestnut, which I really don't know what chestnuts exactly smell like, but sort of a warm roasted, kind of nutty, but not exactly. You got the clove, you got some pine, a little bit of cedarwood, velvety moss. I wouldn't really say is in here. I think oftentimes moss is actually something they use for more watery notes or, you know, blue kind of fragrances, which I really don't know that this has, but I mean, it's kind of hard to describe this one. It's so conceptual. It's just, it's in the vein, again, of the snowed in, of some of those just warmer, richer candles that are not cologne-y, but boy, oh boy, are they freaking good. I love that one. So happy it's back, and I think it just looks really great in this packaging here. But then the new one, or the new one that we're seeing here, Heirloom Apple. Again, really love the packaging on this one. This one, so Welcome or Chestnut and Clove used gold leaf, and this one used some silver leaf leaves. Heirloom Apple, they claim, or they describe, as red Cortland apple, God forbid it's red Macintosh, creamy sandalwood, and marshmallow. Not a lot going on there. Notes you wouldn't really think to put marshmallow and sandalwood together. Again, I don't like when they mix these gourmand, or especially not even just gourmand, but candy like marshmallow with sandalwood. I don't know how that would ever work. And then smelling this, what's weird about it, so I think a lot of people were thinking maybe it was going to be the Radiant Red Maple that was kind of an apple with, you know, Marshmallow Fireside-esque side to it last year. I really get no apple whatsoever on this. I don't really like it. I think I'm actually going to exchange it. Got it 'cause it was new, thought it would be kind of cool, but I don't actually like it. To me, I get pear, strong pear, which I actually don't seem to like much in candle form, which is a little surprising to me. Sandalwood, I don't even really get that. Marshmallow, I get a sweetness, but a lot of people are saying that this is either a repackage or repackage with a twist of, what was it? Prickly pear sugarcane candle, which was in the Destinations whatever, or the Fiesta Mexicana collection, early 2016. It was a failed test. I never got to smell it. I could see this potentially being it, because really, to me, this is really similar to just the pear candle from the Fresh Market collection from 3-4 years ago. And they are very interchangeable, Bath & Body Works, with pear and apple. And sometimes there's a little bit of both. With this, there is really no apple. And there's a lot of sweetness, which I guess could be the marshmallow, or it could be prickly pear and sugarcane. If prickly pear truly smells like, you know, the typical Bartlett pear that we, or Bartlett or Asian pear that we imagine. So yeah, to me, this is just very one note. It could just be called, this could be packaged as just a fall pear, and that would be it. The Heirloom Apple, don't really get. So kind of wish they would have gone back to maybe like Mountain Leaves from 2011 would have been great in this collection. I mean, I could name off 10 things that would be great in this collection besides the Heirloom Apple, but not a big fan of that. Sniff it, see if you like it. If you like pear notes, you might like that, but otherwise, I think for me at least, the only ones worth anything in this collection are your standard leaves and Chestnut and Clove. So I will be returning, I think, the Heirloom Apple. That is about it for this collection. We will dig into, next up we've got a couple of the marble candles, which are a whole different interesting thing happening. And so then, until then, take care.